The homeless man found a thick wallet but returned it to the owner untouched. To show gratitude, the man gave him $50. After taking the money, the homeless man lingered outside, forcing the man to close the door despite his pitiful gaze. The man only felt at ease after seeing the shadow on the ground leave. Not long after, the homeless man returned, holding a $50 bottle of wine. He gave it to the man, explaining that he couldn't resist taking a sip because the night was so cold, then turned to leave. Watching him walk away, the man suddenly felt guilty. He called after the homeless man, asking if he wanted to come inside for a drink. The homeless man happily accepted and walked into his apartment without hesitation. While the man was getting glasses, the homeless man had already made himself comfortable on the sofa as if he were in his own home. The man didn't say anything and poured him a drink, then hinted that the homeless man should leave after finishing, using the excuse that he had a meeting the next day. The homeless man then mentioned a novelist the man particularly liked, claiming he was his friend. This piqued the man's interest. He took out books by that novelist and became engrossed in the homeless man's stories, not noticing that their just one drink had turned into many. The next day at noon, the man was awakened by the sound of his girlfriend opening the door. She asked why he wasn't at work. After hearing his explanation, she became very angry that he had spent the night drinking with a homeless man, and left in anger. Just then, the homeless man opened the bathroom door. He had cleaned himself but left behind a tub of dirty water. The man was rushing to get to his meeting when the homeless man suggested it would be bad to go to work smelling of alcohol, and that if he were the man, he would call in sick. After a moment's thought, the man decided the homeless man was right and called in sick. They then played board games together. The man still had some sense at this point and said he should go to bed early to prepare for work the next day. The homeless man reminded him that the next day was Saturday, so they spent another enjoyable night together. Encouraged by the homeless man's flattery, the man quit his job to write novels, believing he would become famous. When his girlfriend came to his apartment to persuade him to pull himself together and stay away from the homeless man who was just taking advantage of his hospitality, the man ungratefully retorted, "Aren't you using me in the same way?" His words drove his girlfriend away. He wanted to make amends but couldn't swallow his pride. A week later, the man looked haggard. The kitchen was full of dirty dishes. Sitting next to the homeless man, he looked even less clean than him. After a month, the man's situation worsened. He had lost his job, and his utilities were cut off due to unpaid bills. The man collapsed and sobbed on the floor. At that moment, the homeless man returned, clean-shaven and wearing a suit. By comparison, the man looked more like a homeless person. The homeless man smugly announced that he had found a job and gave the man $50, just as the man had done for him before.